Nice. Hello and welcome to the stream. There I am. I hope everything is working fine with the sound and the video. Yeah, I'm quite a bit nervous, honestly, because I never streamed before and there is so much to go wrong. Ah ja, geil. Die beiden Kais sind auf jeden Fall da. Moin. Yeah. What are we going to do? I just assume that not too many people will tune in, honestly, so I kind of prepared some things to just go through. And yeah, just some things to talk about. And hopefully there will be some people coming in the next hour or whatever. Actually don't know. Kind of says here like there is a time limit, but I don't think it works that way. Hello. Yeah, the only thing I didn't really figure out is how to read the chat while I'm doing other stuff at the computer. So I guess I have to like switch back and forth between YouTube and whatever it is I'm going to show you. But we will figure that one out on the fly. So yeah, first things first, thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. Goddamn, that took you a while. I mean, it's kind of a weird number. I mean, 1,000, that's way more than I can like visualize or like imagine in my head. So it should be a big number, but then obviously on the scale of YouTube and other YouTube channels, it's really a small step. Could I get my chat on the phone? I tried. I didn't find out how. But I think now it's too late. I think I will just figure it out how it works on the fly. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, everyone keeps commenting under different videos that my stuff is underrated, and yes, I agree. I should have more than 1,000 subscribers, but hey, you know how it is. YouTube, yeah, nobody really understands how it works. I think YouTube people themselves don't really understand how it works, like the algorithm. And yeah, I mean, I'm obviously doing some things wrong in the YouTube sense, like that I'm not releasing frequently enough, that the stuff is too long, and like if you look at the attention span of your average YouTube viewer, yeah, it's obvious where I could do things different and better to get more views, but yeah, it's not that easy because I kind of don't want to. it's kind of I already knew what I was in for when I started YouTube, and I kind of always told myself like let's keep it low profile, like do whenever you're in the mood of doing a video, then I will do one, and whenever I'm not in the mood, I will just not do it. And I think I will keep it that way for the next time as well, because everything else just wouldn't work really or wouldn't feel comfortable. And yeah, so just one video every few months, that's all I can do. I think it will stay that way. It has just has pretty much also to do with how much work goes into these videos. I think that is kind of something that people maybe underestimate, because I obviously present it in a way that it looks like it's easy what I'm doing, and that it looks, especially with the how to write generic music, which is like the main format of the channel. I obviously deliberately make it look like it's easy, and it just runs really kind of runs from itself. Like I'm standing there writing the song, bam, 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 2-3 hours, song is done, bam, do the mix, and then maybe like next day do the editing, and then the video is done. But obviously that's not how it works. So I think there is a lot of work going on behind the scenes that the viewer doesn't necessarily notice. So, because I had, I'm just telling that because I had some people thinking I was like gone, and they were like welcoming me back when I did the Metalcore video, for example. And was like, oh, I thought you quit YouTube. And I was like, nah, I was just not uploading for a few months because these videos take like shit tons of time, and it's like a huge workload. So yeah, it'll stay like that in the future. I will just upload whenever a video is ready, and I will work on these videos whenever I feel like it. I really do want to work on them more frequently, but it's also not that easy because, first of all, you can't be creative just like when you have to. Like, you can't force yourself to be creative. And that's not even the bad part. I think for me, the more problematic part is to also be creative and stand in front of the camera and be like performing and high energy and funny, and that's just something that that is kind of hard to do on command. So oftentimes, especially like in the last few weeks or months, I wasn't like doing too well myself, mentally speaking. And I kind of forced myself to like, okay, today is Thursday, today is music day, just brute force it out of there. And I was kind of standing in front of the computer. I had my setup ready, and was just like, nah, I can't do it. Nah, I don't feel like it. And obviously it doesn't work that way. I can't force myself to be creative and funny, especially when I'm in a bad mood. So I just won't. So yeah, you have to be a bit patient with new videos. There is a new how to write generic music video in the making right now. There is like the song itself is like 80% done. I have to do the vocals next. I tried to write some lyrics today. Didn't really get anywhere, honestly. I wrote like 2 lines or something that were good, and the rest was rubbish. So yeah, that all takes time. And yeah, but yeah, there is a new how to write generic music video coming up, hopefully this month. I'm trying to get it finished, but I don't want to make any promises. So yeah. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Read some comments. YouTube promotes low effort content. Yeah, I don't, as I said, I don't know how it works. I think nobody knows at this point. I think it's just the absolute chaos of basically it's like a capitalist system in micro form on YouTube. And that means it's just chaos, and nobody really understands what gets promoted and what not. Do you plan other kind of videos, like recreate actual existing songs, for example? I thought about that. Well, to be honest, the whole how to write generic music format is kind of stolen by someone called, I think his current YouTube name is Not a Band, if I'm not mistaken. Vow of Volition was his band. Now he's not in a band anymore, and he did like how to write like, and then he tried to write like a certain band, and he kind of, his videos were a lot shorter and a lot more memey, and but I would say, without throwing shade on the guy, like technically they weren't so good. Like his songwriting and his mixing wasn't so good. I mean, that's also old stuff, like that was like 8 years ago. And I kind of had the same idea at the same time, but I wasn't anywhere near publishing stuff on the internet. So I just saw him and I was like, oh damn it, he did the same thing that I want to eventually do. So there is wait a minute, not a band. Okay, I don't find it. Anyway, yeah, there he is. Okay, watch this.
Meet Charles Caswell, a man who...
Oh, shut up. Nice. I actually... Is this working? Wait, I have to double check if it's working. Oh no, that you're not supposed to. Yeah, I even made it that I can switch cameras, like you can see my screen. Hopefully, this guy he basically did, like, not with certain songs but with certain bands, like especially in the early days, How to Ride Like, and then Wheel of Major, The Faceless, Viljata, and yeah, I thought about doing it like similar to that, but I think just covering complete genres is a bit more fun, because these bands are all somewhat similar, since they're all like progressive metal, modern metal. And yeah, also like rebuilding songs from other bands sounds like kind of tedious work, honestly. And why should I? There is Nail the Mix if you want to find out how songs are made, like how they're done. Just check out Nail the Mix and hope that whatever interests you is on there. Black metal crap walk, not today, buddy. Probably not today. Yeah, the black metal video as well. Not really any good views on that. One thing I wanted to show you, I really tried to not get too worked up about it and too frustrated, because as I said, I already knew what would be happening, and that YouTube is a grind and you need to constantly upload to make any numbers. And honestly, I also kind of enjoy that the channel is still small and that the level of interaction with the fans, with you guys in the comments, is like really like on eye level. Can you say it like that? I don't know. But yeah, so I totally love to read the comments and get back to you and like have conversations. I think that is something that is lost with a certain amount of subscribers or a certain amount of success. So I do kind of enjoy that it is still small, but hey, I would also appreciate it if there would be a bit more traffic. So if you can see here, this is the analytics side to the Lorna Show video that I'm really proud of, because I think it's a very good video. And as you can see here, like in the first 3 days I got 1,300 views, and then it just like YouTube was like, yeah, we're not recommending that anymore. And the line goes like absolutely flat till today. Like I have 400 more views, and basically all of it was in the first 3 days. So yeah, and you can see somewhere here, forgot where, that, oh yeah, here, that the majority comes from, wait, no, that can't be. Anyways, somewhere I saw something that looks like the majority comes from like YouTube recommending it. So if they decide to not recommend it anymore, then this is how it goes. And yeah, I guess that's that's how it works. Basically, can't really do anything against it. So I will just take it as it is. All right. Yeah, that's a nice celebratory 1,000 subscriber thank you stream where I just complain about how I just have 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm ungrateful. What can I say? I mean, I'm kind of a YouTube power user. I'm on YouTube every day, constantly, basically. So I kind of know what is possible, and yeah, sometimes it's kind of frustrating. With the metalcore video as well, like everyone was requesting metalcore in the comments. Everyone, like there were, I think, at least 10 comments on different videos that were saying, "Hey, do metalcore next. I want to see metalcore video." And then I did, and it performed relatively bad, honestly. Like, where are we right now? 1,600 views. It's out for, I don't know, like 5 months now. Not too much, but hey. Also, that is the video that probably has the most work went into the music video, because I had like 5 characters in that video with shot from 3 different angles. So there was a lot of green screening, which brings me to my next. Oh wait, let's read the comments. So, what's your average watch time? Good question. Where do I find my average watch time? But I don't think it's much. I think I have to look up every single video. Let's take the metalcore video for example. Analytics. Where do I see average time? 5 minutes and 33 seconds, and the whole video is 29 minutes. So probably, yeah, you can see it right here. You can see where the people are watching. They're clicking in, first 30 seconds, not impressed, 50% drop out within the first 30 seconds. Then, like, I don't know, most skip the first part, I guess, I don't know why. And then you can see here where the music video starts, people are coming in again. So when you imagine that like most of the clicks are this, like 50% of the clicks are not even watching past 30 seconds, past 17 seconds. It's easy to get frustrated with these things. So it's usually I don't really think too much about it. I don't really look at the analytics page too often, honestly. Oh, boop. So yeah, I just like tune in every once in a while, once a day or something to see if there are new comments to react to. Nice, new people in chat. Nice, hello, welcome. What does your demographic look like? Well, I can tell you it's. I love the. Oh, where can I see that? Like generally. Analytics. The gender is really. I can show you that. Here it is. And yeah, you can see most of my shush. Go away. Okay, doesn't want to go away. Anyways, most of my viewers come from the US and A. That's why I did the live stream so relatively late, because for me it's like 10 p.m. already. But in the States it's afternoon, so most of them from the States. Can I actually... Ah, nice. Can I actually... Last 28 days now. Let's do last year, that's a bit better. Yeah, you can see... What is that? These are views, average view time, and view time. Okay, 23% are from this. So basically all of my views are coming from the States, honestly. Germany, second part. The funny thing is gender. It's 99.6%. Oh god, what am I doing? Yeah, it's a nice hobby to have, YouTube and metal music production, to attract females. It's definitely because these are my female friends that are watching, that know me. Pretty sure there is not one single organic female viewer, I think, or maybe one. I met one in the comment section. So there has to be one female subscriber. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, true sausage fest, definitely. Numbers are like people are like what numbers are like age. It's just a number. Okay. Funny. Yeah, anyways, I don't want to get too worked up about it. So, next point in my program, after I complained that I just have 1,000 subscribers, which really isn't that much, is behind the scenes. I want to show you, because I was talking about the metalcore video anyways, I want to show you some behind the scenes of the video editing and just very briefly cover just one scene of the video and what I had to do in order to make it look like it looked in the end. Just to give you some idea what is in there actually. Because yeah, I think I kind of fucked up, because in the beginning I was like, yeah, let's just do like these pseudo music videos in the end and like do them low effort, but then I kind of got into making the videos and I had really much fun with that, and I spent more and more time making the video than I actually spent time making the song. But in the video that you see in the end, in the presentation, I kind of don't talk about the video at all, even though most of my time is actually spent editing the music video and not making the song. So yeah, maybe, yeah, but then again, on the other hand, I'm not a videographer, so I can't give you any tutorial knowledge or anything on how to make videos. I can just show you how I do it. So okay, let's check in last time for comments and then dive into DaVinci. All right, nothing new. Let's go. So as you can see here, I'm using DaVinci Resolve as my editing software, which is free. If you want to get into video editing, I highly recommend checking out DaVinci. Because it's a full-blown editing tool, also with effects, also with color grading and sound, and you can basically do everything you need with it, and it's free. For whatever reason, I don't really understand the economy behind that, but yeah. So you can see here is one of the scenes, the scene where every character of the metalcore video is in, and let's just deactivate these thingies so I can show you what I did. So first of all, this is some field. That's an actual field in my city. I was filming like 1 or 2 minutes of that field just to have like a backplate. So I was just biking out with my camera, like it's 10 minutes from where I live, just filming that field to have like, because I knew I wanted to do like different angles, so I needed the same place in different angles, so I couldn't just take some stock footage, which I would probably have done if it would just be this angle. So I actually went out there and filmed that myself. So then things get funny. We have the amp. this is what it looks like in the end. Let's show you what it looked like before. So this is some stock footage of the amp. What I did is I keyed out the white shit. Then I added some noise over that because it just looks too clean for standing in the field. So that's just like a noise, fast noise mat or whatever you call it. Then I added, you can't really see it that good, but like down here, you see how I made it the like transition a bit more rough, so it looks like in the end as if the grass is in front of the amp when it stands in the field. And then I also added some contact shadow, as you can see here, so that the amp is kind of like merged into the field. And that is just the amp. So we got the other amp on the other side. I did pretty much the same thing with that one. Then I got the drummer. That is me in front of a green screen. I did that at home because I don't want to look stupid in public. So I do all that at home. This is what it looked like. Rotated, keyed it out, some blur. And there we go. Then we got the drum kit. With the drum kit I pretty much did the same thing as with the amps, which is mostly... yeah, that's what it looks like. Boop, blur, noise, shadow. That's that. Then we got the bassist. And okay, stuff gets really creative here. So again, this is me in front of the green screen. This is the green screen keyed out. And what I did then, I wanted, if you look down here, if I would put my foot into the field as it is now, it just would seem like it stands on top of the footage. Like the green screen effect would be too obvious. So again, I wanted to like have some edge here where the grass kind of, where it's kind of transparent, so it looks like the grass is in front of the foot. The problem is I'm moving that foot in that footage quite a lot, so I can't just go with what I did with the amps and with the drum kit, because that's just a picture. I can't go in there and just like cut my way in here and just tell them, yeah, just make it smooth on the edge, because the edge always moves. So I had to be a bit creative and had to apply some directional blur, so just blurs from one side, so just from the downside, so it doesn't blur this here, it just blurs here. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, I had to kind of creatively troubleshoot that a lot, and that's the kind of things that take the most time to like actually find out how to do the problem solving, because it's such a little detail. But honestly, you would notice if I just cut that off here and we look at this, see how he kind of like floats above the ground and it kind of doesn't look connected. So even though it's just such a small detail, it goes a long way, this little bit of blur. So that's the thing I did. I did the same with the guitar, the crab walk guitar here. Same with the guitar here. Same with the vocals. And that's it. That's the one scene. And that's the one angle. And I had like, there's this angle, there's that angle, and there are the close-up shots of of 4 of the 5 characters. And you can see when the vocalist is close, you still have the bassist in the background, the amp in the background, the drummer and the drum kit, and I had to like redo basically the whole process to really fit it into the scene. So basically I did all of that first, then exported the finished shots and re-imported them into the edit. What I did then, well, let's get rid of this one. So the next big thing, do we have like the same central shot? Here. So next big thing was color grading all of it. Well, I did color grade every single one of the elements, so that let's before I fuck up something. Are we good? Yeah, we are good. Great. So I first of all I color graded every single element so they would all like seem the same color wise, and kind of adjust them to the background. And when they were all the same, I would like apply some like artistic color grading. Nope, also not this. Okay. As you can see here, it's quite a big difference. Like it gets a lot darker. I had to up the contrast, had to up the sharpness somehow. I don't even know really what I did. Saturation brought down the saturation so it doesn't look too colorful, too happy. That's the color grading, and then I added an effects layer, and what that does is mostly camera shake. That's what I usually use because I'm doing everything myself. Don't know if you noticed, but I don't have a cameraman. So if I want to have like the shaky camera, I have to do that in post-production because I just film from a mount. What's it called? Like this thing. Camera shake, you can't really see it when it's not in motion, but it kind of, yeah, it's self-explanatory. Film damage, that's just mostly the vignette that just rounds off the corners. And then most importantly, the JPEG damage, which makes it really nice and pixely. You might not see it right now because the stream might be pixely itself. But yeah, maybe in full picture that's without. And that's with, especially here in the corners, you can see the pixels, just to give it that nice 2008, 2009 YouTube look. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of one single frame or one single scene of one of the music videos. So now you can maybe understand why it's taking me so fucking long to make these videos, because I also don't want to cut down on quality, because I'm kind of a perfectionist and it's good that way. So yeah, boom, let's go back here. A tripod, yeah, that's what it's called, thank you. Oh yeah, hair routine. Yes, speaking of hair, I did straighten my hair for the Metalcore video. That was yeah. I'm ready to sacrifice quite a bit. Hey, Metal Leute. One of my amps in front of the green screen. I just have this one amp. You can't really see it right now because it's black and the background is black as well. It's just a combo. It's an Engel Thunder 50. I wish I had like these huge amps because they're really expensive. But I'm poor, as it happens to be. As you can see, this is my bedroom. I'm an actual bedroom producer. Yeah, I don't have too much money to spend, so I'm glad I have this amp because it's actually a really good one. And yeah, what else was there? Oh yeah, I straightened my hair. That was quite funny. Also, I think the also one of the most workload heavy music videos was the Deathcore one, because that is kind of the only one that really tells a story, and I had like characters that weren't the musician doing stuff to each other. I was torturing myself to death, basically. So yeah, I had to film in a different location. That was in the garden of a friend of mine, and I had to like handle different weird equipment and also work a lot with like artificial blood. That was quite disgusting. Probably not doing that again so soon, because that wasn't really fun, to be honest. But I knew I just had one day to get the whole video done, so I started somewhere noon, I guess, with all the scenes I could do. And South Africa, nice. International fan base. Hello, welcome. What was I talking? Yeah, it's for the Deathcore video. I started like sometime noon here at home and started doing all the close-ups and all the green screen stuff, and then I went to the garden place of my friend, and I knew I just had this one evening, so I just pushed through and got all of that in one evening. And that was quite a hard day, but it shows that under pressure you can actually get shit done really quickly, which is something I don't really have at the moment, like pressure. That's why I don't shit out these videos. Yeah, Denmark, pretty vertically same as Germany. Nice. All right. So much for the behind the scenes. What else is there? Announcements. What am I going to do this year? Well, I'm obviously, as I already said, are proceeding to do my how to write like videos. How to write generic music, obviously, not what the other guy did. As I said, there's already one in the making. I may show you a little sneak peek later on. And what else am I going to do? I'm kind of working on a bigger project and have been working on that for since last summer, basically, so for over half a year now. And it currently looks like it's going to be really big and really great, but I can't promise too much because it kind of depends on if other people are in as well, and I don't know yet if they are because I haven't asked them yet. But what can I tell you? I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm trying to choose the right words. Well, I can just tell you that I actually spent the past 8 years studying musicology, so I'm almost done, and I'm currently writing my master's thesis in musicology. And I'm writing, obviously, being who I am, I'm kind of writing about myself, especially about home producing in metal. And basically the central question is how the practice of home producing changed the metal scene, changed the sound of metal, changed the practice of recording itself, and also how it changed the economy side of things. Like, how do musicians, modern day musicians, how do they make a living, and what do you kind of have to do to be a musician, in the sense of be only a musician, like make a living by making music, because things are obviously a lot different than they were like back in the 80s or in the 90s, where you could just play gigs and that's it, and then you got enough money to live from. It's obviously not how it works today, so that is kind of what I was getting into. And I plan on, when I'm done with the master's thesis, which will be not before September this year, so this is like a long-term plan. Thanks to COVID and thanks to very generous regulations in my university, I got like some extra years to study, so I had like I had like twice as much time as you would usually have for a master's degree, so I just took the time and was like, okay, I have over 1.5 years now for my master's thesis, let's actually make it good. So I started my research really early, almost a year before I have to be done. So that's why the whole thing gets a bit bigger than your usual master thesis gets. And in the end, anyways, why is it important to you? It is important because in the end I want to do like a big documentary style video on what I found out, like what my conclusion was. And I can already tell you it's going to be good. It's going to be very interesting because I'm going very deep into what it means to be a home producing musician in this day and age in the confines of the metal scene. And I think I've got some things to tell that pretty much nobody else at the moment could tell you, so I actually have some actual value, like from a knowledge side of thing. I'm trying to get some interviews with some big people in the scene, big music producers, and the chances are actually quite good, but I didn't have the balls yet to ask them. I will do so in the very, very near future. I'm pretty much set up to ask them, and then we will see how it goes. But if everything goes according to plan, I will interview some like high profile music producers, and I will put snippets of these interviews in the documentary in the end. So that is basically my plan for this year. As I said, master thesis won't be done before September, so editing the video, you can expect it to be done like somewhere November maybe. But that's definitely something I'm working on in the background. And that's big news. I don't know if you can call it big news, but pretty much a little teaser, little trailer for what is going to come, except for what I'm already doing. And yeah, I thought it's probably smart to go more into the musicology direction in general, like having explaining videos like the Lorna Shore one. Because I think that's something that not many people are doing right now or could do, honestly, because musicologists that are deliberately researching metal topics, there are like, I don't know, like 100 or 200 on the planet. So I'm actually like kind of in a position to have certain knowledge that pretty much nobody else has, so I think I can like capitalize on that and make videos in that direction more often. Because yeah, the Lorna Show video was perceived quite good, it just was that kind of was cancelled by YouTube then. So yeah, that's that for the future. What do we have in the chat? Oh yeah, the SoundCloud. I remember you, the SoundCloud dude. Yeah, I touched on that before. The channel is still small, which gives me the chance to actually interact with the fans. So yes, the one guy in the chat hit me up on SoundCloud and was just sending me some music. Was like, hey, do you have any tips what to do? And I just like told him my general opinion, like that's some kind of interaction you can only do when you have the time to do so, and when you're not like completely spammed with fan mail, which I'm at the moment not, so that's a good thing for the interaction side of things. Bad for the business, but hey, I'll take it. Glad you're here. Sounds like huge news. Are you playing guitar for us? Yes, I plan to do. How late is it? 44 minutes into live streaming. Well, yeah. Playing guitar is one of the 2 remaining points. maybe because you asked, maybe let's do it right now. So, I don't know if you know, but I do actually have a real metal band. I think I mentioned them once in the Gent video, because that was the time when we released our album and I was doing some advertisement. So that is almost a year ago, I guess. And yeah, the metal band I have and the album re-release it's kind of the same story like with the channel. So that it didn't really got the love it deserved, because it's actually a really good album. So I want to make some. Let's actually .de, I guess. So, oh damn! Look at this. This is my band. It's called Glassgod. There is me. There's the other guys. There is this one drummer we had for like a week, and we had the photo shooting with him, but then he never showed up to practice. I don't know why this photo is still in there. We have to take it out at some point. We did a music video, which is really nice, and we have this nice website. Anyways, so just that there is something in the nothing in the background, because you want to see me playing guitar. Anyways, I prepared one song I want to play, which is my favorite song of the album, and kind of advertise the album with that. So, like, check in here. How does it look like? Looking good. Very nice tones. Thank you. Okay, let's just get into here. So this tune is called, oh wait a minute, don't want you to get like ear cancer. I hope I set up everything right. Do you hear my guitar? Type yes in the chat. We have like a few seconds delay, so I'm just going to see it afterwards. But yeah, I think we're set to go. So I just will continue talking, I guess. The tune is called, as you can see here, Jurassic Blood, because our album was a pretty ambitious one, and lyrically we were covering the whole history of the planet Earth, and we were going to the different times, like prehistoric times, and Jurassic Blood is our kind of our song about the dinosaurs, and because it is about the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs were really fucking brutal. This song is really fucking brutal as well. It's probably the hardest slapping song on the album. Yeah, I didn't mention we are making symphonic metal, actually. I don't know what probably expected some genty things. I mean, there is definitely a good amount of gent in there, but generally it would be symphonic metal. Oh, as you can see, you can't see it because I don't have the camera work. Anyways, yeah, I'm not too good with orchestration. That's all my author and vocalist Mario doing. The whole orchestra stuff and the whole vocals, that's him. The whole metal instruments, guitars, bass, drums, that's me. And are we set? Yes. Okay, let's just, without further ado, play the song. nailed it. Sheesh. So you were listening to Jurassic Blood by excuse me, drinking beer and live streaming, good combination, by my band Glassgod, that I happen to be the guitarist in. Let's see, what did you say in the last 7 minutes? Actually goes really hard. Okay. It is quite a bit of gent, honestly, especially that song. Thank you. And mix was done by yours truly. For the most part, my co-writer Mario does the vocal mixes because there is a lot in there as well. But the whole metal mix was done by me. Mastered was by Michael Marketsmüller of the Red Studio in Bavaria. So he kind of cranked out that last bit of low-end punch for us. That really makes it sound really modern and massive. Not to be confused with the GGD drum library that I'm actually not using on this album. That was still Superior Drummer. And pretty much everything digital. Like obviously the guitars and the bass and the vocals are real, but the whole amps all digital. The drums are all digital. And the orchestra, obviously, all digital as well, because, as I said, we are poor. We can't afford like an actual orchestra. Sound absolutely gigantic. Thank you very much. If you liked it, definitely go check out the whole album. It's called Ancestral Stories. Let's go back to this one. See, we have... What do we have here, actually? We have some music on here. Yeah, you find it on Spotify. Spotify, Glassgod. There we go. And it's a pretty long album. It's like almost 80 minutes. 10 songs. One long intro and two like in between instrumental kind of songs. So like 10 actual songs, 13 songs in total, like 3 interludes and 10 actual songs. Go check that out. It is really good. It's just criminally underrated, as you can see here. Honestly, with Mankind, we actually did a feature with Liv Christine. I don't know if you know her, but she's kind of a name in the symphonic metal scene, or at least has been. I think her best days are over, kind of as well. But we did a feature part with her. She's actually on vocals there. But obviously it kind of gained us as nothing, sadly. We thought we could just jump on the bandwagon, feature someone who already made it, and then swim in their stream. But it's sadly not how it works. Anyways, alright, so that's the guitar playing part. That's done. Maybe... I thought about maybe I will play another one at the end of the stream. I think we are pretty much... I'm pretty much done with almost everything I wanted to do. There's one thing left. Where do I have it? Little sneak peek for the next How to Write Generic Music video. And you can guess the genre. Well, I can actually. Come on, load up. I could show you the door, but there is the name of it. Where can I can do it like this. That's good, so I can hide the name. Actually, there we are. Boom. Oh yeah, since this is a question and answer stream and everybody keeps asking me what DAW I use, it's Studio One. Studio One version 5. I think my first 2 videos are still with Studio One version 2, but I upgraded last year. And yeah, version 5 is just so much better. Oh, how much? Okay, yeah, it ends with metal. I can give you that much. All right. Slam. Slam is too close to the gore grind. I think there's no point in making a slam video, even though slam is quite the nice meme genre. But it's too similar to gore grind. I would just like cover the same stereotypes there. So no slam video. I will do some old school death metal at some point. But that ain't it. I don't show you the whole song, but like some of it. And you can put your guess in the chat what genre it is. I'm sorry, that is way too loud. Let's actually turn that down. Or wait a second. I think it's not actually the loudness, but the buffering. Yes, I know what. Go back to this. Yeah, I put the buffer time really low for the playthrough, but with more instruments going on in the DAW, it just keeps screeching, and we don't want that. So let's try this again. Yeah, I see some good guesses. Some got it. It's definitely not doom metal. I can tell you that much. I can also tell you that the keyboard is kind of a placeholder for like more orchestra work that is going to be done at some point. But it sounds like Rammstein. Yeah, I think it's the keyboard part is kind of distracting a bit. Yeah, it's power metal. It's definitely power metal. Listen to this. I will show you the C part, the bridge as well, because it's really nice. Okay, that's too much to handle, too much CPU streaming and playing. It's too much. Anyways, you got the idea. You got the idea. So much for that. Power metal, folk metal. Yeah, folk metal is kind of close, I think, from the songwriting kind of thing. It's probably the instrumentation what gives it away. Like folk metal needs some kind of flute and bagpipes and stuff. And with that song, I'm going more for like the cheesy 80s synth and some orchestra. So yeah, for folk metal is definitely something I have to do as well. But do I know someone who plays bagpipes? I don't think so. Through the Fire and Flames Guitar Hero flashbacks, yes, definitely. Oh man. Yeah, I'm honestly, personally, I fucking hate power metal with absolute yeah, I don't know. It's too happy for me. I don't like happy music in general, and I just don't get it. I know the most of it is kind of ironic and like extra cheesy and extra cringy, but since I'm working on the song, which is like for few months now actually, I kind of got into it. Like I do actually really like my song, so maybe that opens my mind a bit for other power metal as well. I don't know, but yeah, interesting how this goes sometimes. This is Sternburg Export, the best beer there is. Probably not. It's shit beer. It's really cheap. And it's like from Eastern Germany, where I am from as well. It's kind of for local patriotism reasons I'm drinking that. I'm also today drinking it because that was already left over in my fridge. So usually when it comes to beer, I'm a Tyskie lover, the Polish beer, or Budweiser, like the Czech one. These are the ones I really like for the taste, but Sterni is just like costs half as much. So for economic reasons, drinking good old Sterni today. Old music teacher in school plays bagpipes. That would be, what was his name? Nicht wählen, dann aber richtig. God damn it. I forgot, but I know who you mean. Yeah, there's some friends of mine in chat. We went to school together. Do you use the core library of Superior Drummer or an SDX? I want to buy the program. At the moment I use GGD Get Good Drums Modern and Massive. That's that one. That's the one that was made by Adam Nolly Getgood from Periphery, so it sounds really genty. I want to say it sounds really modern and massive. It actually does. It actually does what it claims to be. It sounds pretty huge. If you want to go for like the modern kind of genty, kind of proggy, kind of like oomphy, slow, heavy sound, then I would just recommend you getting this. This is like $90 or something, but they have more or less constantly sales going to pretty much every occasion, so just wait until like Easter, I guess, which is just around the corner. Anyways, I did use Superior Drummer as well, and I used wait a minute, let me just find that somewhere here. Superior Drummer, there it is. Just drop it in here. So that's the basic core library. I used that on my very, very first recordings. If you go to my YouTube channel and on my video page and scroll all the way down, the first 6 videos, I think, the Lobotomid Incognito ones, that use the core library of Superior Drummer. So you can, in a way, make it work with metal. Also keep in mind my mixing skills were shit back then, so you can totally, it's still totally fine, and you can absolutely make it work in a metal context, even though the drums are not necessarily meant to be metal. Anyways, I did get the Metalheadz EZX whatever. What's it called? Like, you know what I mean. I got this one, and this is, I think this is another one by Thomas Hake, by the Meshuggah guy. The samples he recorded, and basically you can't go wrong with that. It just kind of, they're all good basically. They're all right, I think. With the current standard of music software, it's all fine, whatever you decide. I mean, look what is in your price range, and if you need some features, I mean, for example, there are some things that Superior Drummer can do that GGD actually can't do, which, for example, is making single cymbals or single shells louder and more quiet. And here you can obviously, here you can just like adjust the mics you have. So all the cymbals except for the hi-hat are, and the right cymbal and the hi-hat are mic'd separately. All the other cymbals, the crash cymbal, the splash and the china, they're all mic'd through the overheads, and you can just turn down all the cymbals or turn up all the cymbals. Here you can actually go to every single cymbal and adjust the volume down here, I think. So that's, for example, one of the things that Superior Drummer does better. I do like the sound more of Modern and Massive, because it is not just more modern and more massive, but it is actually the most current, most recent software. Like Superior Drummer's a bit old at the moment. And yeah, price range, they're both pretty much the same price, about around $100, I think. Schumann, yeah, that was his name. Yeah, we got actually some gear talk in here. That's nice. That's always nice to have nerd around with gear. Oh yeah, Necrogoblicon. I listened to them for a very short and brief amount of time, but yeah, I know them. They're kind of funny, and yeah, they're kind of power metal, but not entirely power metal. Not like what's it called, like Glory Hammer. I think Glory Hammer and Sabaton that are the most power metal bands out there. Yeah, the whole investing in gear, I kind of have like the philosophy, I think the vast majority of sound comes from your skills and from your experience and from your knowledge on how to use things and how to work with them, and just a very small part comes from the actual equipment. Because if I can recommend one video, one video everyone should have watched. YouTuber. There is this guy called David Maxim Micic, which is one of my absolute favorite musicians. You may know him because he's like quite well known in the prog metal scene. He is also a home producer, also does everything by himself, just on a very, very higher quality than I do. He's actually a Berkeley cred, so he actually studied that shit, which is something I didn't do. Anyways, a few years ago, let me just search for it directly. Stock challenge. Release date. Now I want to see. Yeah, there we are. So this guy, a few years ago, 6 years ago, that are actually a few, he did something called the stock challenge, and he would limit himself to just one very cheap guitar, one extremely cheap microphone from Amazon, and only the stock plugins of the normal smallest version, I think, of Cubase he had. And he would do 2 songs that were also in a genre that he usually doesn't do. And if you watch these videos, which I would recommend you to watch, you can see how absolutely devastatingly good the songs are, like from a mixing perspective and also from a songwriting perspective. And basically what he did with that is to prove that you really don't need good equipment at all. You need to know what you need, what you want to do, and how to use what you have. And you can basically get really, really good results by just knowing what you do. I mean, obviously, equipment helps out, and obviously, you will, even with good knowledge, you will come to certain borders that you can't cross without upgrading your equipment. But all in all, I do strongly believe that it's like at least 80-90% skills and 10 to max 20% equipment. So yeah, when it comes to like what should I buy next, what gear should I get, go easy on yourself. Ask yourself if you really need a new guitar at the moment, because says the guy who has like 10 guitars, but honestly they're most of them are literal garbage. Like one of them I literally found on the street beneath a garbage can. So I keep them for decorative reasons, so I look like a cool musician who owns like 10 guitars, but I use 3 of them at best. All right, what do we have here? Best investment is switching strings. Yeah, definitely. On my 8th string, I feel like especially the lowest strings get sloppy and muddy so fast. You have to, like, not constantly, but very regularly keep switching the strings. If you, especially in that, you want to have that djenty sound, which is really like high gain, high up in the frequency range, and for that it sounds best when you have new strings. So I kind of made it my habit to get new strings before every major recording I'm going to do. Like, not the videos necessarily, but for example the album with my band, when I recorded that, I would just buy completely new strings and restring the guitar right before the recording process, because it just sounds noticeably better. Yeah, English language. Whammy bar or bending? I don't know when I used a whammy bar the last time, like 15 years ago. I think I got one somewhere in a drawer, and one of my guitars, I think, has a bridge where the whammy bar could be attached. But that's like my very first guitar I ever had, so it's a very cheap one. My parents gave it to me when I was 10. So you can imagine, when you go once with the whammy bar, the whole thing is out of tune instantly, because it's a shit instrument. It's not a good guitar. It does hold up when you don't touch it too much. I do actually use it for my students. I have some guitar students, and they usually go to that guitar. Buy yourself a couple of guitar music lessons. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that when you want to get into making music. It's just the most easy thing to ask someone who knows what he's doing to share his knowledge with you. It's a proven concept, has been for, I don't know, 100,000 years. Very smart. Yeah, but you definitely learn faster with a teacher. I can say that because I know when it comes to playing guitar, I had guitar lessons for 8 years, so I know how it is to learn with a teacher. But when it comes to producing, mixing, recording, that's all self-taught, and it just took me so much longer. And then because you don't really have teachers for music production, at least not like 10 years ago when I started out, or 9 years ago, when I got into recording, there was just, yeah, I mean, you could visit workshops and stuff, but I was just 18, didn't want to get into the things where I had to spend money, so I did it all myself, and it just took so much longer. And kind of looking back, I did so many mistakes that could have just been avoided when there would have been someone who just told me, hey, dude, just don't do it like that. That's the wrong approach. Like, it's not even the wrong, like, it's not wrong what you're doing, the concrete thing. It's like you're approaching it from the wrong perspective, and that's the really hard part, to come out of that by yourself. So that's what a teacher is there for, to tell you, not, hey, you're making mistakes, because obviously you're gonna make mistakes when you start something new, but the teacher is there to tell you when you're approaching it from the wrong direction. So yeah, definitely with your teachers. Yes, with your favorite artists, a lot of them run classes and teaching. Okay. Oh, that that belongs to the sentence before. Yes, a lot of my favorite artists actually do classes and teaching, and that's actually also something I will touch on in my master's thesis, and also something I will go really into it in my documentary that will come later this year at some point. But yeah, pretty much everyone and his mother is teaching lessons in some form or another, and there is that has actually some kind of greater meaning. Yeah, it's tough to get the sharp tone when the strings turn too muddy. Definitely. It's also with the 8-string, I'm so used to, or I was so used to drop D, that when I got my 8-string first, I just dropped it down to drop E as well, like the lowest string for one whole tone, and I stuck with that tuning ever since. So just to find a set of strings that are thick enough to even drop the lowest string another whole tone down, and it's still not super sloppy, that's kind of hard. At the moment, I settled on the what's it called, the Bowden optimized. Am I retarded? Wait a minute. Strandberg Bowden optimized strings for 8-string. If you have an 8-string guitar, I think these are the ones to go, because they are ridiculously cheap, $11 for 8 strings, and also they have just the thickest low string I could find. Like, that's a 48, whatever 48 means here, but I know it means like 0.084, what is it, feet, inches, I don't know. But like, they're ridiculously thick, the low ones, so you can easily tune them down another step and still have enough tension. And yeah, they're optimized for the Bowden, which is a Fend fret guitar, but you can just use them on a normal fretted guitar as well, no problem. Using them for a few years, and these are just the best strings, honestly. I tried a few. I didn't try too many. I tried these ones, I think. But they're all not as as thick, and you really need the thickness so it's still tight even though you tune it down. So yeah, that's my quick tip for guitar strings for 8-string or 7-string guitars. Is it just me, or do some bands tune their guitars so low the notes become near inaudible, like as it is in a percussion instrument? No, I don't think that's just you. I think that's on purpose. That's a new style of metal aesthetic, to tune the strings so low they kind of lose their harmonic content altogether. I think that's what Humanity's Last Breath does as well. That's what I think Frontiera does with the whole pitch shifting kind of things. Like, they artificially pitch shift their guitars, which are tuned low anyways. They pitch shift them even lower. There is an artist called Nematins. I think he kind of pioneered that sound, like this super weirdly out of tune where the guitar is really just a rhythmical element. That's a weird artist. He's from Russia, and he used to shit out like 3 albums a year, and it's all very short instrumental tracks, and they're one more depressing than the other. But I haven't heard from him in quite a few years now. I hope he's doing fine. Let's get here, if you want to check him out, like that's the guy for me, at least. Or where am I? Okay, anyways, more releases I want to see. Yeah, that's all albums. These are not singles, these are not EPs, these are albums. Like, he's been a busy boy. and he really has what you just said, like these super down-tuned guitars. I think because he's a drummer, I think for the first half of his albums it isn't really an actual guitar. It's actually just like some like guitar emulation thing. Definitely check him out. Nematines is the name. And he just does the most depressing music I've ever heard. I haven't listened to it in a while. Should give it a listen again. But yeah, to get back to your questions, I think that's totally on purpose. That's just like finding out the limits. How low can you actually go before it physically doesn't work anymore? Because that's kind of what heavy metal does, is kind of like crossing the border again and again and again until you are physically unable to do so. Yeah, down tuning as fuck, that's definitely something. Your always muddy sound. Yeah, Wiljata, Humanity's Last Breath, they just have actually huge sound. I don't know how they do it. It's like all Buster Rauderholm. I think he's just really good at what he does. Alright. That was surprisingly good conversation to the end. Some gear talk, some wisdom. Maybe let's wrap it up though, because I'm already talking for like 1.5 hours now, and it's almost 12 where I live. Maybe play some Rausschmeißer song. What are we actually? I think I'm going to play one more song from our album with my band. The name is Glassgod. Go check them out if you haven't already. Which one though? Let's do a short one. Can't decide. No, let's actually do this one. So, Hunter and Prey, that is about the, kind of dialectic relationship between predators and non-predator mammals, whatever they are called. Plant eaters. That's more about like the general principle of it. So it kind of includes the dinosaurs that we played before, but it goes beyond that and before that as well. So, whoops. Also, I have to go to the toilet, so let's get it done really quick, and then wrap up the stream. Ooh, sheesh. Let's keep it that loud. All right, are we good to go? Yes. Good. Let's do one. Wow, I'm sorry. That doesn't sound right. No. I think there's something wrong with the yeah, it's that problem again. All right. we are not going to play a song because I know that problem. And I know that I can't resolve it without restarting my computer because that's something with the audio driver. Some connection is broken there. Dang it! That's sad. What I could do, okay. Let's do the cheap cheating version. I will just play the song and I will just play guitar to it, but you can't hear my guitar. And I'll just do playback without any mistakes. I mean, I think that's still a better solution than just ending it right here, because now I teased it, so I have to go with it. God damn it. Why are you doing this to me? Anyways. Let's go.
Hunter and prey. Hunter and prey.
System
hunter and prey. Hunter and prey. The old familiar game. Hunter and prey. Would we change these sorrows today when we still play that
Oops.
hunter and prey. Hunter
They
and
were-
prey.
Okay, enough is enough. Alright. There were quite a few mistakes in there, but hey, you didn't notice because my guitar wasn't on. God damn it. Hey. But I think that's the thing with live streaming. You have to adapt quickly. Get that in there. Alright. Couldn't you restart a try? I don't know how, honestly. I'm not finding out. Now it's too late. Yeah, went hard. Thank you. Oh yeah, also the growls, all the harsh vocals are also done by me. And usually I would, like in a live situation, I would have to do them while playing guitar, which is something that really annoys me because it really needs a lot of concentration to do both at the same time. And I wrote a lot of these riffs without having in mind that I may have to sing over them. Especially like in this one tapping part, there were growls going. So in a live concert, I have to do the tapping and do the singing simultaneously, which is probably one of the hardest things I've done in my professional guitarist career so far. But hey, it does work when you practice enough. You kind of get it going. Anyways, let's wrap it up because I really have to pee, honestly. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, my guys, and blame the drummer. Yeah, sure, definitely. I'm glad we have a drummer. We didn't have a drummer for quite a while, but we have now, and we still have to play our first concert with like full, with all the people. All the concerts we played so far were always without a drummer, which kind of sucks for a metal band. It's kind of cringe when the drums come just from the backdrop. Anyways, so yeah, basically repeating myself. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for sticking with me for almost 2 hours now. And get some well-deserved rest and sleep. And I will do the same. Alright, see you in the next video. And bye-bye.